This is Lindsay Says, because somebody has to say it. I never thought I would say that. Hi, besties. Welcome back for episode 2 of Lindsay Says, because somebody has to say it. And if you know me, you know I'm going to share my opinion, my true, authentic thoughts, no matter what anybody thinks, okay? And if you haven't listened before or you didn't listen to the intro, we record on Fridays and post on Mondays. Sometimes we record on Saturdays, but mostly Fridays. But the first episode did okay. I'm happy that people listened and that it wasn't just like me putting something out there for nobody to hear. But thank you to everybody for listening. Thank you so much for the kind comments, the kind messages. I'm really excited about this, and I really hope that this goes somewhere and works out. I'm just manifesting. I get those random TikTok videos when like a psychic pops. Does anybody else listen to those? Where a psychic pops up and they're like, this video landed on you for a reason. I didn't use any hashtags and blah, blah, blah. Your life is going to change. And I just watch all of it and I manifest like, yes, like this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing this for a reason. But I feel like being Delulu is so necessary if you want to do something like this. So I'm just going to carry on and listen to my TikTok psychic. We're working on where I'm going to be doing this. I love this wall, but I'm in my guest room and it's cluttered. Like everybody has a room in their house or a closet in their house or something where it's just an absolute disaster. And that's what's happening in this room. So I might end up splitting my husband's office with him. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I want like a space. I want a space where I can put stuff behind me, because I do this on YouTube too, if you're just listening on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. I just want like a wall behind me with all of my little cute Bravo trinkets that I've collected throughout the years. I wrote into, on my first podcast, I said that I used to be a huge Straight Up with Stassi listener. And one time I wrote in something about, La La Land. Stassi was obsessed with La La Land back then, and I wanted to win this necklace from Kyle Chan or something like that. And I didn't win it, but she ended up writing me a letter and sent me a ranch packet, and I have the letter and the ranch packet somewhere in this house. I haven't seen it since we moved in, but I know it's here, and I want to put it in a frame behind me along with my other little trinkets, like my Swarovski Clorox container. Like I have no other purpose for that, but I want it to be seen. Update on my life. Those temporary tattoos for children, my nightmare, genuinely. My son gets so attached to things, and my sister gave him these dinosaur temporary tattoos. So we all had one on our arms. And we were like, Jackson, just so you know, these disappear at some point. And he's like, I know. He's 3. And he had like my tattoo on my foot and his tattoo on his hand, like becoming friends. Like he has them like interacting together. Then bath night. What happens? They're gone. Okay. Meltdown to any mothers out there that haven't done this yet. Like, I just don't recommend temporary tattoos. I don't know what to do about it. They fall in love with it and then it's gone. And just for me personally, I'm not a tattoo person, and looking at this dinosaur on my foot makes me happy that I don't have one. I guess I've considered it many times in my life, like a little black quote or like little black, small, thin image. But I think I've realized since this dinosaur tattoo on my foot that tattoos are not for me personally. But we're trying to figure out a way over here to balance our life, because I've said before, my husband pretty much works from home. He's in sales. Sometimes he has to travel. Sometimes he has a lunch. He has a dinner. If you used to watch my lives, my husband would be gone some nights because he has to like take people out to dinner and stuff. And this has really picked up. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Like my number one thing is my boys. And I wanted a little side thing for myself and something to not have to go back to the office when the kids are in school. Like, I just want to always be available because my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and I really loved that. Like, if I forgot my book or I forgot my lunch, my mom could come get me. And if I was sick, I knew my mom was going to be home. And so that's what I wanted to do for my kids. And this is just like exploded for me, which I'm obsessed with. And I'm hoping that it only grows. But I don't want that. I just want to be with them. And I want to just still tell myself that I'm a stay-at-home mom, which I am. Like, I can get this work done pretty quickly. Like, if I'm editing and getting information, I can get it done in a couple of hours and then go on to be a stay-at-home mom, my number one job. The only issue is when there's like breaking news. But thankfully, my husband is typically at home and I can, run upstairs and say something really quick. But so we have a babysitter and we love her so much. She is from Colombia. There's like an au pair program. So she has a family that she is with all the time, but they're all in school. And so when they're in school, she comes over 2 times a week, 2 hours. But if there's like a snow day or something, or one of the kids is sick, she's not available anymore. And she goes back in March to Colombia. So we're looking for a new babysitter soon. I think we're going to need to, instead of 2 days a week, maybe 3 days a week or something. It's just the reality. There's just so much going on in this house. And so, yeah, I think that's the best thing for us. Like, you could say daycare, but I think I'd rather have them home because I could be available a lot, and germs. We already get sick enough when we don't even go to daycare. We just stay at home pretty much, and here and there go to like a Dino Land or something, little play center thing, and we'll get sick immediately. So our babysitter is here with us today, watching the boys. They love her so much. My 3-year-old calls her his favorite girl. It's so cute. And so my husband is working from home today, and so he will be popping in case you were wondering about his Ask Torre segment. Nobody has asked him any questions yet. I have plenty of questions for him. But if you ever have a question about like the straight male perspective on something, he's always watching, okay? He can tell us his thoughts. But I woke up early today. I've been starting to wake up early so I can get some stuff done before the kiddos wake up, put on makeup or something. I catched up on Shaw's today. I need to stop calling it Shaw's. The Valley, Persian style. I'll get to that. I have thoughts on that. But I just wake up early to have like an hour by myself, setting things up, editing, keeping like sometimes I just need silence so I can think and be creative. But it's actually, I never thought that I would enjoy waking up an hour earlier than I would have to, because my kids are typically our alarm. But I just get up, I'm quiet as a mouse, and I just get things done. It's kind of nice. But when I was putting on my makeup this morning, I used to not put makeup on for my TikTok videos because I was just like, you know what? I just want to be myself, and I want this to be really easy, and I want to, just go along with my day and not try too hard and pretend like people weren't watching. But I realized people are watching, especially at BravoCon. I realized that. But this week I realized that people are watching because I posted about traders. I'm not going to talk about traders on the podcast because I don't want to give stuff away, and I want to try and just be Bravo topics. But Michael Rappaport posted my post on his Instagram. And when I was doing my makeup, I was thinking, watching the Housewives and the Shaw's people, like, obviously they're fully glammed up for the show. Obviously fully glammed up for BravoCon, the trips, anything they do on these shows. But it makes me wonder, like, are these women really this fully glammed every single day of their life? Like, Lisa Barlow says that she does glam every single day. I think like Melissa Gorga said something like that on Wife Swap. And it's like, that's a lot of upkeep. Like, I put some makeup on, but I'm not like that, like fully glammed Kardashian out. Do you think they do that every single day? But I've been when my babysitter's here and I have a little bit of free time, I've been fully purging old things. And it makes me think how people are like obsessed with 2016 right now. Like they're saying that 2026 is the new 2016. And I feel like I'm the only person that would not go back to 2016 if you could pay me. There were some fun parts, but like I prefer right now. I prefer like 2020 over that. And that was a hard year. But I like try to look through my pictures of something to post because everyone's posting their 2016. And I'm like, absolutely not. I am purging that part of my life right now. Like I go through my drawers and I'm like, I have like a makeup powder from at least 2016. So I had to throw out underwear that I know has just been in my drawer since high school, probably. Okay. This is a message to all women. I don't know why we do this. We hold on to things. Not saying that I use that underwear. Okay. It's just sitting in your drawer. Like you have a full drawer of underwear and you probably use like 10 pairs. Message to everyone. Throw those away. Keep the ones you wear. Buy new ones. And something that you're holding in your closet because you're like, a trend could come back. Trends come back and they come back completely differently. Or trends come back, like think about like Hollister right now. It's like what we wore in high school. The trend is back, but guess what? I've already done that trend. There's no way that I'm going backwards to a trend that I know is going to end. I want to save little, like my prom dress or like something that I really love that I want to like look back on. But like a small box, we don't need a freaking closet full of clothes that we're never going to wear again. So that's just like my biggest tip for today. But on to other things, less about me. On to my first segment, Say Less, Spill More. All of the recent Bravo gossip. Say less, spill more. All of those Monica Garcia posts that I talked about last week and made posts about. Well, Meredith Marks has made a comment and she has confirmed that somebody indeed went to the hospital. That rumor, the Monica Garcia was saying that somebody went to the hospital and had to have their stomach pumped. And Monica Garcia does not stop coming for Heather. I know that she's talking about Heather. And now I know for sure because Monica Garcia made another post saying something about like, you're coming for people's businesses, like how Heather was coming for Lisa's. She was saying something about worrying about her own business. And then Monica Garcia had the like guts to like come at Heather about her suing Monica Garcia for not paying her cosmetic procedure. Like, Monica girl, we don't feel bad for you. Just pay the bill and you wouldn't be in this problem. Like, I don't care for Heather right now at all, but like, I am not on your side on that. You should have just paid. I'm sure you have heard Nene Leakes is going to be back on Bravo. She's going to be on the next Ultimate Girls Trip, one of the other extra 60 housewives. And we'll get into the people that they chose in just a little bit. Kyle Cook jabbed at Craig in his Instagram story. He reposted a video that went viral on TikTok, and it was about somebody using ChatGPT. People are like trying to have chat spell strawberry, and I guess no matter how many times you ask it, it says that strawberry only has 2 R's. And Kyle said, imagine using ChatGPT as your therapist. You guys, chat is not always right. When I was in this in the early days, I would ask it a question, like to see if it could pull up information from like early housewives just to see. It doesn't know. You can't take it for fact. Like, we are more fact holding creatures about Bravo than ChatGPT. Okay. Don't trust everything you hear. And Craig needs to listen to that. Gia Giudice posted that the Next Gen NYC people, most of the cast, went to the Bahamas and they are meeting up with Joe Giudice. Joe Giudice is coming back to Bravo. Even if it's just for a meal, I'm so happy. And Teresa Giudice posted the other day that Gia is opening a restaurant. I'm not sure why Gia didn't post about it, but Teresa announced it. And they're using the same people that Lisa Vanderpump used, which is super interesting. Scandival update. Scandival is almost over. Ariana Madix filed, and she wants an agreement I guess they're meeting on February 5th. And if he doesn't agree to whatever the terms are, they will have to go to trial on February 17th. You guys, can this just be done? It's been 3 years. If Sandoval doesn't just be done with this, he needs to be like admitted, because why would he want this to continue on? But the fact that they have to meet up in person on February 5th, the fact that we don't have a camera on this, and I know that they never let cameras in courts, but like this was on CNN. Sandoval is worldwide. I think that we can make an exception to see these two together resolving their housing issues. Portia is mad at Lisa Rinna. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but on Traitors, Lisa has not been the most supportive to other housewives. And Portia says that she has cracked all of her lip liner and given all of her lip gloss to her daughter. Hilarious. I mean, Rinna is not being a housewife with other, like she's not being team housewife at all. It's crazy. That's all I'm going to say. But like, what are you doing? But I guess this is why Rinna is Rinna, and it makes me miss her on our shows so bad. But she did say at one moment, without giving spoilers, that these women will not ever see her at BravoCon. I don't think she's ever going to come back. So I don't think she's going to be one of the 60 women on this Ultimate Girls Trip. But Portia is going to be full-time on the Ultimate Girls Trip. I am not surprised at all. She was at the clubhouse when they were announcing, and I knew immediately that she was there for that exact reason. But I would have thought, Portia is my favorite in Atlanta. Her and Phaedra, like I go back and forth. They're both my favorites. But I honestly would have thought that Nene would have been the full-time cast member for Atlanta. But at least she's going to be there when they go to Atlanta. But the other full-time people are Vicky, Teresa, Kyle, Giselle, Luann, Lisa Barlow. All amazing choices. But I do think that Karen possibly should have been chosen instead of Giselle, and Lisa Vanderpump would have been iconic instead of Kyle Richards, personally. But everyone is super concerned because there is no Miami. And people think that it could be because of Todd and Alexia currently dating. And some people are questioning if Miami is in danger. Miami is one of the best shows, one of the best franchises in Bravo. They better not be in danger. I will lose my mind. This was the best reunion that we've had on television in a while. The Real Housewives of Miami reunion with Julia and Adriana Demora. Please, Alexia, do not ruin this for that man. I mean, come on. I love you, Alexia. Be done with him. There are so many other men. What is it about this guy? At least give us one more season so we can watch you guys and try to understand. Makes zero sense. But in my gut, there's no way that Miami's going anywhere, and there's no way that Alexia's going anywhere, and guaranteed they break up again at some point. But no word as to why there's no Miami. I mean, but there's also no Dallas. There's no, other housewife, no Dubai. There's, maybe there's just a limit, and those are the most popular out of all of the franchises. I'm not sure, just a guess. Vanita was on Watch What Happens Live with Portia when they were announcing the Ultimate Girls Trip, and it was so cute. And Andy Cohen asked her about her drama, her issues with Craig Conover, and he brought up how people say that she should be friends with him because he saved her from drowning and that he was the only one that attempted to save her. And she said, one good thing doesn't carry you through life. And Andy didn't really take that response. He just was like, he saved your life. It's not just like he cooked you dinner or something. And on some level, I understand that, but I understand exactly what Vanita's trying to say. Like, yeah, he did that, but that doesn't give him a pass to just act like an absolute a-hole. Like, yeah, that if they were it was a great thing that he did, but also from maybe it was just editing, it looked like she was only struggling for a couple seconds, and then somebody would have ended up helping if they really knew that she was struggling. But do you think that gives him a pass to just treat people like crap? I know there's some Team Craig people that listen, and it's probably frustrating that I'm not Team Craig at all. But there are so many opinions in Bravo. We cannot all agree on everything. And I really do try to see the other side. I genuinely do. obviously I'm a Lisa Barlow girl, but I'll be like, you know what? I agree with this. I don't like that she made fun of Whitney being a redhead. Like, I'll say stuff like that. I don't have anything nice to say about Craig right now. I really am trying. But on to, oh wait, I have one more thing. Something that I realized when I was taking notes. If you don't know, I take notes on everything that I watch and post about. And I was writing down names during Beverly Hills, and I wrote down Kyle and Amanda. How weird is that? Kyle Richards and Amanda Francis. I mean, we have to put a stop to this. Somebody's got to go. We cannot have another Kyle and Amanda. What are we doing? I'm so confused. I can't have that. Even if Kyle and Amanda are separated, that's confusing. Pick a different name. Can we call her like Mandy or something? I'm not gonna stand for that. Is anyone else just disturbed? But on to the next segment, the Bravoholic Breakdown. All of my hot takes on every episode this week. Let's start with the Real Housewives of Potomac. Angel, I didn't like her. But after this episode, I know I don't like her. There is something like weird and creepy going on. Those violinists, those guys sitting in their chairs when those women walked up, they're not just like any woman walking up. Stand up, say hello, be a gentleman. But this is a television show. These are women on a television show, and you're not going to stand up and introduce yourself and be a gentleman? To me, that means that Angel's been talking crap. And why are you introducing them to your financial advisor? And she's like, really wealthy financial advisor, meaning like that she's wealthy. And then she like stood up at one point and said like, my rich ass paid $14,000. My rich ass, like, please. My fan just turned on. There is totally a ghost in this room. I've always thought there was a ghost in this room. I need to pause. There is 1,000,000% a ghost in this room. Like, I can promise you, I feel a vibe when I go to my son's rooms in the middle of the night. Like, I am afraid of the end of the hallway because of this room. During the day, I'm cool. Okay. A ghost can talk to me during the day, not at night. I fully believe in ghosts. Maybe one day I'll tell my ghost story when I used to live in a condo. But anyways, back to Potomac. Angel is like walking around acting like she is the chaperone of the trip. When the girls were doing like yoga on the ground and spirit fingers or whatever the heck they were doing, she was in the back and she was saying, now respect her, be respectful. What is this? Do you want to be their friend or not? I just know that she doesn't want to be their friend. She is setting herself to be talked about. She is setting herself up to be the villain. And I don't know if she's doing it on purpose, but even Kay is embarrassed saying, what is she doing? What are you doing? And there is no doubt in my mind that this is the worst trip in the history of time. The worst. This is worse than the girls on the boat in New York City. This is worse than that because they had water. They had food. That was just, weather. That was the ocean. That was the ocean going against them. This is a cast member going against them. It's a big difference. But if you're just going to leave them there an hour away when you're trying to host them, why even bring them? Just bring Tia and Kay. If you don't even want to get to know them, why are they there? It's very strange. Poor treatment, the water situation, what are we doing? And her all of a sudden saying that she's an eternal optimist. You're an eternal optimist when you're making everybody in America sad watching you because you are never happy. And people were in my comments mad at me for coming for her marriage, but like people are like, this isn't what Housewives is about. This is their marriage. And it's like, this is what Housewives is about. This is what we talk about. We analyze every single detail. And I'm not like making stuff up. I'm just reading a vibe and I'm commenting off of a topic on the show. Monique brought it up. People are talking about it. I'm not just like pulling this out of thin air. There is a weird vibe. And I made a comment that him walking her inside with the jacket, blocking her from the rain, it just felt weird. And somebody was like, I think it's because he wasn't doing that for the other women. And I think that's exactly why. It's like there's a separation and he's I don't know, like treating her like she's a queen and the rest of you are peasants. And then the way that he was sticking up for her on Watch What Happens Live, he just like put the other women down and was rising her up. And it's like, and how he snapped at them when they were asking, when are you going to be here at that, whatever the heck that was, when Ashley brought Catfish. There's obviously some discussion going on in their home and with their financial advisors. And the statement is, do not treat them nicely. I mean, why else would they be treating them like this? Also, someone in my comments made a great point that her job outside of Bravo is like a Colorado event planning thing. This is how you're going to present yourself to the world? You think that your business is going to do well after this trip? This was not good planning. This was not a good idea. And she is going to go down iconic. I thought that it was just going to be like a blah. She is going down iconic. Iconic worst trip ever. Iconic, like, villain. This isn't the iconic that she thinks it is. I cannot wait for Mauricio next week, the little pop-in that we saw in the trailer. And Giselle said on Watch What Happens Live when she was asked a few months ago if she went for Mauricio, and she said no, that she's a girl's girl and that's Kyle's ex. But I don't think Ashley's so much of a girl's girl with Charisse's son. I don't think that she really has any, morals in that area. So I think that Ashley's going to be going for Mauricio. And I'm interested to see how that goes. That's what my gut's telling me. And Tia and Stacy, Tia's comment saying that Stacy irritates her spirit. I'm never going to stop saying that. That is the best comeback ever, even though I'm Team Stacy. I don't understand this argument. It is so dumb. Like, move along from this argument. Okay, on to Vanderpump Rules. I still watched this week. I didn't take any notes, but my husband did fall asleep. And the Shane story was insane. We're going to talk about that later in the Bravoholic section. But I feel for him, and his story is really something. It was entertaining to watch, to hear what he's gone through in his life. Drugs, like he was saying, every drug that he's taken before. And I think it would have been easier if he just said the drugs that he hasn't taken. I think there's only one. I mean, what a story. And the brunette girl, the small one that fell in her first entrance, I should have looked up her name. She could pull this show together, her and Shane. I think that I see a little glimmer because she's a little bit psycho. And she brought up the penis pump to Lisa Vanderpump of all people. The penis pump to Lisa Vanderpump. I mean, don't bring up the pump to the pump. The pump doesn't want to know about the pump. Please. What are you doing? But so entertaining to watch, actually. Okay. There's a glimmer of hope here. And the guy who uses the penis pump, one of them with the eyebrows that has an OnlyFans, he stood in the mirror for over an hour, fixing up his eyebrows and his hair. And that's very Sandoval. It felt like I was watching Vanderpump Rules, but I'm not going to get too hopeful here. I just want to tell you that there's a little glimmer of hope, just a little. On to Shaw's. I caught up. I watched episode 2 this morning. I watched episode 1 this weekend. And I think this show is to stay, but I have a complaint. Can we not call it the Valley Persian style? Like, I refuse to call it the Valley Persian style. This is Shaws of Sunset. This is a spinoff. But to me, this show is way more Shaws of Sunset than Vanderpump Rules is Vanderpump Rules. Like, if you're going to give a show a new title, this isn't the one. I find that strange. But I'm enjoying having Gigi, MJ, and Reza back. It's funny that there's another Reza. It's an entertaining group. I feel like every single couple pretty much is going to end up divorced. And I completely forgot that MJ did file for divorce from her husband. He's very sassy to her mother. And I realized that as MJ is getting older, she looks beautiful. But like as she's getting older, we've watched her for quite some time. She looks exactly like her mom. When she's an old woman, she's going to look exactly like her mother, and they're twins. But yeah, their marriage is definitely going to end. And speaking of marriages ending, in episode 2, we find out that Gigi, I stopped watching Shaws of Sunset I didn't watch like the final season or 2 seasons or something. So I never saw MJ getting with her husband. I forget why. I just fell out of love with it. And maybe that's why it stopped airing. But Gigi got married twice. She was married for a month once, and she was married for a week. She married her friend in Las Vegas, pulled a Britney Spears, annulled it 10 days later. And then her friend that she was in Vegas with hooked up with her ex-husband of 10 days right after that, 7 days later. How insane is that? And Gigi realized that she was doing this to make her ex mad. And it's like, there are other ways. 2 marriages. And it hasn't even been 2 months in length. That's incredible. That's incredible. But Gigi is as crazy as ever. I find her heavily entertaining, but I need her in doses. She said herself that she has like a fear of being sad. So it comes up in anger. And we're at the blonde girl's house. She makes jewelry. I want her jewelry. She's so cool. She's very pretty and very cool. I need a piece of her jewelry. But she goes to her jewelry event, Gigi, and just lights up a joint at a family event. I mean, this is why she's on television. And I'm happy she's back. But she also sells her feet on OnlyFans and makes a bunch of money and gets like money for pedicures. I mean, iconic. You go for it, girl. If you're going to be on OnlyFans, feet is the way to go. Zero judgment. Do your thing. One of the couples was in an argument, and him making up with her, in the first episode, he said that having sex with his wife feels like he's having sex with his sister. I've never heard that. Ew. I mean, you become family, but sister? And they go on a date, and it's just incredibly awkward. They are not going to end well. And he buys her a pink Porsche to make it up to her. And her receiving the gift was even awkward. Like, it's like she didn't even care. Maybe there's more behind the scenes. Like, she thinks that he's just doing this for the camera or something, but she wasn't even like happy about it. She hates him. It's very weird. And he got somebody's phone number going out, but then he's mad at her for going out to dinner with her friends. I think you're cheating on her. That's just a guess. If you're getting jealous and you're the one that has somebody else's phone number, I think that's all you, boo. But if you're not watching, you should watch. I think it's here to stay. But I hope that they change the name. On to Salt Lake City. Man, what a start. It went straight into Meredith and Whitney, and Andy's already over it. And apparently Whitney was wasted at BravoCon, as we saw. What we don't know is that she went up to Meredith and said that she was sorry for this season, that she wants to get their friendship back. And I don't blame Meredith for a second for putting her in her place and saying, yeah, no. And Whitney said that she's never going to try again. And Meredith said, good. Bad weather, get a grip. Get a grip. You guys are obsessed. It's creepy. It's becoming creepy how obsessed you are with Lisa and Meredith. You guys want to be them. And yet they are tag teaming in defense. They're worried about what you have to say, and they're just an actual genuine friendship, which Heather does not know about. Yeah, I'm about to hate on Heather again. I mean, the farting while making out while farting the entire time. The fact that it was Heather telling Angie K to do that. And I know that Angie is a full-blown adult. And you know what, Angie? I think Angie's losing herself in this show. I did not like her as a friend of. Okay, she was slightly annoying. I knew that she just wanted to be full-time. She became full-time. I started to like her a little bit. Not as much as everybody else. I didn't really understand the hype. But she got first chair. And Heather is ruining any good thoughts that I had about her. And I think Angie needs to really think about that. I think that she would get along a lot better with Lisa and Meredith. I think they have more in common. The obsession with hair, I've never heard of anything like it. There is something there, and they need to be besties. And just be done with Heather. I made a post about the Captain Jason stuff if you want to hear my thoughts on that, like really went into it. But that's some weird shit. Heather is making stuff up, and she made Jason look bad, and Jason deserves an apology for that because she warned all future women if you didn't hook up with him, why'd you warn all future women? And I was thinking that I wanted Monica Garcia back on the show. But after her recent post complaining about Heather wanting her money back for her procedures, which I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, I just think like we don't need you if you're complaining about stuff like that. Just pay your bills. But I think that Heather is the leak, and she's blaming it on Lisa Barlow because she's thinking about past. And in the past, she got really close with the other women for the first time because of the Monica Garcia stuff. I feel like they started to respect Heather, and Heather got close with the other women. And I think she wanted to recreate that with the group outside of Lisa Barlow and Meredith. I think she's trying to figure out a way to take them down and be close with the other women. So she created this whole thing, trying to make Lisa look bad. And she thought that she was going to have a moment on that yacht saying, you're the leak. Like she in her head thought this was going to be Monica Garcia receipts proof timeline. And it wasn't that. I mean, everyone was questioning Lisa, but it didn't work the way they thought it would. But Heather to me is definitely the leak after the way that she spoke about Bronwyn's husband and how she wanted to use that as a joke. And you're not even considering that's like the farting thing is funny. Okay. It was great television, but Bronwyn's feelings, you're pretending that you're her friend and you're bringing up on camera that her husband is cheating on her, which none of us like Todd. I get it, but it's mean. You are not her friend. And I hope that Bronwyn sees that because she's a very smart person. And I know that Bronwyn doesn't want to be on the side of Lisa and Meredith at the moment, maybe Meredith soon, but I think she needs to cling to Whitney and Whitney needs to cling to Bronwyn, and Heather needs to be like demoted. I don't know. I'm over her. The scroll is interesting with Angie. I'm not sure what to think about it, but we haven't seen anything about it yet. She's saying that Lisa Barlow is trolling her in the comments and that the phone number is attached to Lisa. We haven't seen anything yet, but I think that Heather is involved. Okay. Also, Mary was asked for the first time in a very long time by Andy about her church and all of the questioning. And that to me means that next season, I think that they're going to dig into it. I think that Bravo loves Mary and Bravo wants Mary on the show. But the thing that Bravo, wants the most is good television. They're not going to avoid a big topic just because they love somebody. I really don't think that they would. I think that it could be very good television digging into Robert Sr. and the church. I want to know more, and I want to hear from Mary about it. I was hoping that Bronwyn and Lisa would end up being friends, and I don't give up on anything in Bravo. I think like Nene Leakes coming back, crazier things have happened. I think there's a chance that Bronwyn and Lisa can be friends in the future. I think they just have to get through whatever the heck this is, and the fact that Lisa was talking about Todd at BravoCon, which I understand it because the fans were asking her a question about it. They were bringing up Gout D Sucker. Okay. She just was talking about it and he called her slime. I don't know. On to Southern Charm. Salley and Charlie. I don't know how they're still friends today. I don't understand it. And I don't understand how Craig is getting in the middle of so many friendships because Vanita and Salley are not friends today because of Craig. And it's so funny because Salley was saying basically word for word what Vanita was saying to her. She was saying to Charlie about her date with Craig. Really unbelievable. If you're not watching this season, it's very good. Craig is showing us who he is, and he's showing us why Paige broke up with him. I think it's crazy how much is coming to light. Like I knew it, the breakup, he made it so much more dramatic than it needed to be, but he's showing us who he is. And I don't understand Team Craig's as I've said. The sleepover was so good. The girly night. I needed this so bad. The bows on everything. How cute is Madison with those pajamas that you just walk in and you get to put on a cute little pajama set? The only thing that was missing was drunk Austin and Rodrigo. And that ended up happening at the end. And just talking crap about Craig. I mean, that is the perfect sleepover I've ever heard. And some tea and some drama that Charlie never told Salley that she was going on a date with Craig. She should have told her. Okay? She should have told her. But at the same time, Salley does not have ownership over Craig. And I think that part of what Charlie was thinking, like if this was a normal friendship, it wouldn't look good. But I think what Charlie is thinking is Salley is interested in every single one of these guys. Joe Bradley, Gaston, Shep, one of Taylor's other exes, Alex or something like that. Then Craig, you're basically asking him to be your boyfriend. Then Austin. Is Whitner next? Who's next? So I think that's what Charlie's thinking. Like, you go after everybody. He likes me. I don't blame her. But also, Charlie, run. I think the second, like, I'm all about girls, like girl code. And I obviously was Team Vanita that Salley shouldn't have gone for Craig if Craig didn't like Vanita and was being mean to Vanita. So now I think Charlie, the only reason that she shouldn't go on the date is because Craig is being mean to Salley. Because he doesn't want to be her friend all of a sudden just because she's getting in the way of their date. Ta-ta. Like, how can you be friends? Craig is diabolical. Genuinely. On to Beverly Hills. Jennifer Tilly needs to be full-time. She is cinema. She's so entertaining. I want to know more. I want to know everything about her life. Kyle and Dorit, the endless battle. It's like Craig and Austin. Will this ever end? I don't believe so. We heard on Watch What Happens Live last night that it gets bad in 2 weeks. They have a full-blown brawl, full-blown argument. I'm going to assume it has to do with Mauricio and PK. Sutton seemed like she was a different chick for a second. Sutton Brown was a new girl. Even, kind of bad in bad ways, like cheap, bringing them out to dinner next to the airport. No chef. What else was weird? Doing a hike. What kind of trip is this? But then she was talked to by Amanda about Avi, and she was about to lose it, and she held it together. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's so calm. But then Amanda kept bringing it up, and I'm like, oh, Sutton snapped. And I think it's because this Avi stuff is very painful for her, and I understand that. And I really think that this Garcelle Avi stuff made her humble, and she needed this. I think it's changed her a little bit, but there's still a little Strack inside of her. And she said that she went to her mom for therapy. Okay, like maybe consider a different therapist. Just a thought. Maybe don't go to your mother that you called a narcissist last season. And the mother that's given you so much trauma and like made you this way, maybe go to somebody else and take their advice. But I mean, she seems a little bit better. I think you could be a whole lot better if you saw somebody else, personally. Okay, on to the next segment called In the Comments. So many Team Craig comments whenever I talk about Craig. Let's just get into that. They say that I'm watching Southern Charm on mute. That's not what he said at all. I mean, genuinely, I'm trying. I try to see it from the other side. I don't understand. Somebody tell me. I don't understand how you can see this guy as a good person. And I understand Salley is a tornado. She is. But what he was describing as the tornado behavior was just him complaining about her being in the way of his date when he full-blown admitted that he was using Salley to get to Charlie. He said, I was only hanging out with Salley because of Charlie. When they hung out one-on-one, remember right after the Paige and Craig split, when Salley and Craig were in New York together, when one of them was on Watch What Happens Live, they hung out alone a lot. Okay? It's weird. Somebody give me a bullet points. This is why I'm Team Craig, because I can just go on about why I'm not. Give me reasons. And somebody said, he is gorgeous. He can do whatever he wants. Ladies, we're smarter than that. This is why men take over some people's lives. It's not about the outside. That's not it. Okay? Okay. And then people in my comments here and there will be like, this is scripted. This is not scripted. It's not. They don't go and hand them a script. Okay, I think here and there, like Stassi has said that they will redo something. Okay, but that's like they didn't get a good sound. They didn't get a good angle. They didn't, whatever. Okay, that part, yeah. Okay, that's annoying. Would they be going on trips together all the time? No, but it's a television show. Okay. They set up like lunches and stuff like that. That's not scripted. They just put them in the room and they say, talk about this. And then everything from there is real. I'm not going to like say what people say in my DMs, but housewives will be like, blah, 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 like defending themselves. Why would they be so mad defending themselves if it wasn't real? It's real. It's real. So don't even come into my comments and say that this is scripted. Define scripted. Produced? Yeah, it is. Heavily. But it's not scripted. Period. On to my next segment called Can I Be Petty for a Second? I know that this is not Bravo, essentially, but a lot of Bravo fans talk about this show, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and I just want to say, I don't think it's worth all the hype. I don't think that I get it. I think when you grow up watching Vanderpump Rules, you grow up, having really high expectations, and it's insane. Like, these people are nuts. Yeah, they don't drink and they behave like this, but I don't think it's worth all the hype. And I like to watch like a dramatic show where I have somebody to root for on some level, and I don't root for any of these chicks. I think they're all equally insane. If I were to pick somebody that I guess like I'm like, oh, like what a glow up, I like some growth there, I would say Whitney, because she was horrible in her first season, and then like she got gored after Dancing with the Stars. She's like blowing up right now, but I still like know that there's that person on the inside there. Like, they all are insane, and I think this is why Lisa Barlow said that she's New York through and through. She does not identify as Utah because people from Utah are insane. Look at Lala. Look at Heather. But that's my petty thought of the week. And on to listener tea. One interesting DM, somebody said that Amanda Francis apparently got a DUI. So I started researching, and it seems to be true. There is a mugshot, and there's an alleged business scandal. Are we shocked? There's a criminal record. Is she the next Jen Shaw? And like, how delusional this woman is. She threw her husband under the bus this episode, saying that she's the breadwinner and that her husband like doesn't make anything. What a horrible person. And her just like yapping on the phone in the car with Erica, and who else was there? I was only paying attention to Erica because she was rolling her eyes, and I just can't wait for Erica to give it to Amanda. It's going to be so entertaining. She has zero social awareness, zero understanding that I'm like, this person could be a full-blown psychopath. And I think she's capable of doing something like this, allegedly. I do. I think she's going to end up staying for another season because she is such a good villain. I think that we're going to see something crazy happen. But yeah, that's the tea. I mean, people have mugshots, people have DUIs. It's really, which I do not approve of. But if it's a one and done and she stops doing that, congratulations. I don't know when it was. I don't have any of that information. But yeah, get an Uber, walk, call somebody. I don't approve. But people make mistakes. But the criminal record, the business scandal, I just think she's a scary individual. Mark my words. Okay, enough of that. on to the next segment. My husband is joining us again.
Ask Torre, the Bravoholic.
Oh, I'm so happy for you and your segment. Welcome to the second episode and the second segment of Ask Torre, the Bravoholic, which nobody has asked him a single question yet. It's just me so far.
You didn't ask for people to ask questions.
This is just telling you that anyone is welcome to send me a message if you have a question for him. And he's happy to answer any of them, right?
Yeah, and I literally have no clue what you're going to ask me. So I hope I know something about it.
Okay, well, you don't, but you do. But last episode, I asked you a little bit about BravoCon, and I want to know more about your opinion of BravoCon and everything that happened, because we really barely dug into it.
What do you mean, my opinion?
Like, what was your favorite part of BravoCon?
Watching you go meet everybody.
But as a straight man, do you think it was that bad for any other Bravo husbands that want to go?
Yes, I think it could be very bad for most males that aren't recording their wife's content for their social medias.
So basically, if you aren't the Bravoholic, and if you don't do it,
I would. If you aren't somewhat watching these shows with your wife, it's not going to go well.
What if they
are literally walking in circles 8 hours a day, 3 days in a row, and you have really no clue who most people are? Like, I happen to know because I tune in.
Okay, so you think that if they don't like Bravo themselves, like, don't go, or you're going to be miserable?
Yes.
But
I think you should go to Vegas with your wife and go have your own fun while your wife is. It's a perfect trip for the girls and the guys to go on a couples trip where the guys get to go to a hockey game, go gamble.
Well, yeah, let me just say that our first year at BravoCon, I wasn't doing this yet. So I went with my friend who is married to Tori's best friend. And so they went off doing fun things during the day while me and my friend were at BravoCon.
And it was awesome. And we met up with the women for dinner, quick, easy. Everyone's happy. Everyone has a great vacation. But yes, if you are not somewhat familiar with Bravo, it will be an absolute hellhole for most straight males. I would say, yes, that is true.
Do you think that if you weren't in this situation that you would have lasted all 3 days? Like, do you think that other husbands could last one day? Because you went all 3 days.
Well, I am a big supporter.
And you were in high spirits until the very end, and I saw a look in your eyes.
Well, you can buy booze, very expensive in that place, but I was drinking most of the day. They had lots of good food options, so I was happy, and I wasn't hangry. I was a little drunk, and
and what was your favorite part of the entire time?
Probably when Ariana.
I knew it. Ariana Maddox, when I went up to take a picture with her, I was not expecting her to recognize me at all. And I went up there and she like gasped, and it made my entire life. It was like the first moment of BravoCon. And
watching Amanda Batula knew exactly who you were. I mean, a lot of these people knew exactly who they don't.
But Ariana Maddox pointed at Torre. Yes. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
That was exciting for you.
Yeah. What a blur. What a blur of a weekend.
And Lisa Barlow.
And the Ariana Maddox thing was within like an hour of the first day.
It was great because I was nervous, and she really made me feel a lot better.
When Lisa gave me tequila and brought you through the rope to cut in line and take a photo.
That was fun. And then I had to toss my Vita tequila. Sorry, Lisa, but I had to toss it because some guy, when we were exiting, said that I had to throw it away. And then Torre was hiding his under a poncho because it was raining. Oh, I have flashlight on. It was raining, and so you got to keep yours, and I had to toss my Vita tequila.
Yep. And then meeting all your content creator friends that
was fun.
You got to meet. The Clorox event was great because they were feeding me booze at 7:30 in the morning and making me lemon pancakes.
Seriously, I was getting so at the Clorox event, we got to get our hair done by Dry Bar. It was all at Dry Bar. And Dorinda was DJing, and I was in the chair, like, getting my hair done, and everybody was just pampering Torre. And
because they knew that I was the number one supporter that weekend.
They were in awe of you, really.
Hey.
They were. They were like, you're up this early at Dry Bar with housewives.
Some say I deserve it. I deserve to be pampered.
I genuinely, like, I need you to be with me everywhere when I do these things to get my content.
I'm very aware at this point.
I need you there.
You need my help with a lot of things like...
Hey! Like the microphone that you just put up?
That I adjusted.
Because he didn't like my positioning of the microphone. If you're watching this and it's changed.
A lot of clutter going on. But I think we're around the 5-minute mark for my segment. I think people don't really want to talk to me that much longer.
Okay, no, I have a couple questions.
Okay.
What do you think about Rachel Zoe? Because you never watched her show when I did, obviously. She's just like a brand new person to you. You have no idea.
Well, I have tuned in a few times. I haven't really. Well, yeah,
but she's brand new to you this season.
She seems like an actual normal human being.
Like a badass bitch.
Like someone that has reality, and she's not like some delusional person.
She's so cool.
Yeah.
When Sutton yelled at her, you didn't watch that, did you?
I don't think so.
Or when Amanda was ordering her weird coffee, it was just making me cringe. What do you think about Amanda, the new girl?
She's a little out of place. I think she's trying to prove something to people, and she's coming off really bad. I think she's just
annoying.
Very, some would say immature.
I don't even think it's immature. I think it's like she has a scary personality. Like genuinely, I think she's a scary person.
Well, I haven't been locked in as much as you, but from what I've seen, it seems like she's just a scared little girl in a sea of housewife sharks, and she's trying
badass sharks
swim in the sea with these big fish, and it's not going well. And the audience, I'll tell you what, she draws a lot of viewers to your posts about her, though. She does. So people are somewhat interested.
I don't want her to go yet because I think she's a good villain.
You know, you might not know this, but Reggie Jackson said once, baseball player Reggie Jackson said, you don't boo nobodies.
Okay. Well, there you go. I guess
that's a hell of a line to end my segment on.
No, we're not ending yet. You have a few more things to go.
Okay.
I'm not going to break down the traitors on this podcast because I feel like I respect spoilers. However, Candace is on the traitors. Don't give anything away, but what do you think about her? Because I feel like she was never one of our favorites on Potomac, and you love Potomac. Don't even pretend like you don't. And do you think that she should come back to Potomac?
I didn't really mind her and her husband that much. The bald guy?
Yeah.
The cook or whatever, the restaurant owner, chef?
Yeah, the one with the pink Billy.
Yeah, I don't pay attention enough to like absolutely. I don't think I hate it.
But do you remember how Monique and Candace had a brawl, and that's why Monique left?
Yes.
And Candace stayed, and Candace ended up leaving later on. Do you think she should come back?
Yeah, but that one like stripper who stole the furniture.
Oh, Mia. Oh my God, I forgot about her.
I very much dislike her.
Well, of course.
So
she
like
just
when you
stole furniture and thought that the apartment people wouldn't notice.
Rental house apartment, whatever it was.
Insane. Why would you, of all things to steal, like be better than
when
that?
you say Candace is like this off, like I don't
think she's awful.
I mean, she was like,
I just didn't like the insults that she gave. I don't like coming for people's appearance.
Sure, she probably gets a little too feisty, like most of these women do on these shows.
All of these housewives. Okay. Thoughts on Heather Gay? Forget about how much I despise her at the moment. What do you think about Heather Gay? Do you think she's the leak coming for Lisa Barlow?
Yeah, I think she is a big problem. I think her and Whitney are the actual problem.
Yes.
Is Whitney her name or
Whitney?
I think they're the actual
bad weather.
I mean, look, they're all a little wacky. Okay. But
we love Lisa Barlow here.
Of course we do. And we told Meredith that she was one of my favorites.
And she blew you a kiss.
She did, but she's still a little wacky.
Okay. Yeah. That's why they're on the show. They're so entertaining.
But yeah, this, Heather's whole, the weight loss, she's been trying to prove herself for some reason. I don't think she was happy with her old self, and she's got a lot of momentum, and it's not going in the right direction. She's really going all in here, and it's a bad look, and it's unfortunate because she had a lot of promise earlier in the Salt Lake City days.
She did, and I hate getting rid of a villain, but like she genuinely irks me. bad.
Yeah, it really irks you.
She irritates my spirit, as Tia would say. What are your thoughts on Craig and Salley?
Salley needed to be put in her place, but
I agree, but I don't like Craig, and when it comes to Craig, I'm always on the other side.
I think Craig was just going crazy and wanted to get in front of as many women as possible. But yeah, Salley wasn't it. Maybe he is using Salley to get to the other girl.
He was, but obviously Charlie's the better choice.
But he's single and he can do whatever he likes to do.
Yeah, he can.
And he can turn down whatever women he wants, especially Salley, who's gets everything she wants and brags about it.
But okay, totally agree with you there. But is it okay for him to just drop her as a friend all of a sudden for like nothing?
Who dropped who as a friend?
Craig wants to drop Salley as a friend.
Yeah, it's a little much.
Yeah.
Especially after buying 3 chickens.
Did you yeah. And what I thought was funny is that Craig and Paige used to call each other chicken. And then Salley bought chickens.
Can you make a post about that?
Well, I thought about it, but I was like, I don't know. Maybe. I think people get sick of how much I talk about Craig and Paige, but maybe I'll do it. Speaking of Craig and Paige, Summer House is coming back on February 3rd. Are you excited? That's one of your favorite shows.
Yeah, I'm excited. I hope they bring the heat.
Are you sad that Paige isn't going to be there?
She just lays in her bed, so no, not really.
God, I mean, you are such a hater.
I want Kyle getting in trouble with Amanda. I want partying. I'm a big physical. I'd like to see some arguments, which I think we do see. Carl and Kyle almost flip out on each other.
And I think West and Jesse are going to fight over Sierra. Because they both love her.
She's the grand prize in that house with those guys.
Speaking of, I think she's so gorgeous, obviously. If you could set her up with anybody in the world, who would you set her up with? Because I think she can do better than Bravo people.
Yeah, I mean, she should probably go I don't know if she'll go the athlete route.
I think she should go the athlete route. I think she's way beyond these boys.
Maybe she should date one of the Yankees.
Sure. I mean,
one of the New York Rangers.
Whoever's the hottest guy in New York City, that's who she should be dating. Not somebody that gets their toe sucked with Emerald.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are just like little men, little boys.
Okay, do you have any other thoughts? And you can be set free because we have a babysitter today.
My thoughts is that once again, if you have something specific that you want to ask me, DM Lindsay and she'll ask me. This is it. This is the
straight male perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I'm nothing flashy. This is just me being a 36-year-old, almost 37-year-old straight male husband of 2 children.
That watches intensely.
As I fall asleep.
You only fall asleep during Vanderpump Rules.
It's probably true.
You fell asleep so hard the other night.
Well,
hard.
Children drive me nuts.
But that I did also turn on Tell Me Lies. You don't like that. Yeah. That's not Bravo related. Okay, anyways.
Once again, this is the end of...
That's you. You go first.
Ask Torre the Bravoholic.
Oh, you are a Bravoholic. You didn't even call yourself the Bravoholic.
The Bravoholic is my name.
Torre the Bravoholic. Thank you. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to episode 2. This is just so much fun. I can't wait to see how this grows. I hope that people continue to listen. There's always endless gossip and endless Bravo stuff to talk about. Giving me endless tea. All right, you guys, I will talk to you next Monday. Love you. Okay, I think I've said enough. If you liked what you heard, please rate, review, subscribe, follow, all the things. And that's what Lindsay says.